Hey, what's up YouTube? Here's another video by Ratchets and Wrenches, and today we got yet another video working on this PT Cruiser. I'm gonna make this short and simple. Actually, this was the problem I had with this car was that the shifter for this car was stuck in the park position and it wouldn't come out of park. You know, I did some research online. It was basically I couldn't really find anything that was exactly my problem. You know, there's a lot of people suggested replacing the, you know, checking your brake lights and checking your fuses and whatnot. If your brake lights didn't work, then if your fuses were okay, replacing the brake light switch. But the problem I had with this car was that my brake lights worked, and there was you know, usually when your brake lights work, your brake light switch is good. So I started looking elsewhere, researching elsewhere, and what other people suggested was replacing the interlock shift cable, which is not to be confused with your shifter cable. The shifter cable is what runs from your shifter assembly to your transmission, and your interlock cable is what runs from the side of your shifter assembly to your ignition cylinder. That on these cars, apparently there's a solenoid included inside that shift interlock cable, and sometimes that solenoid goes, and you know, it keeps either you know, doesn't let you take your key out of your ignition lock cylinder, or turn the key, or you know, or if you can turn the key, since the solenoid is bad, it won't let you get the shifter out of park. So yeah, I mean, it was kind of I was leaning towards the shift interlock cable, but then I scanned the codes on the car, and I got a code with the code number P0703, which is for if I remember correctly, it was for a brake switch circuit B malfunction. And what I ended up doing is actually I ended up replacing the brake switch, even though my brake lights worked and all the fuses and relays were in good shape for that brake switch, and then that solved my problem. You know, other people actually, you know, looking around online, people suggested that if your brake lights work, then it has to be the shift interlock cable. But I kind of took a chance, especially since the brake light switch was, I don't know, 12 bucks, 13 bucks, and I replaced it, and it solved my issue. But if you have this problem, a way I found that I could get the shifter out of park was that I just put the key in the ignition, then turn it one click right before you get to accessories, which is 2 clicks, and when all your lights come up, yeah, so you just want to turn it one click, and then with your foot on the brake pedal, then I could get my shifter out of park. What I would do is get it out of park, put it in neutral, then I would start the car, and then I could get it into park or reverse or whatever. Okay, so if you have this problem, you're stuck somewhere looking at this video, hope this will help you. But while doing this, what I found that after I did this a couple times and I checked the engine codes again, I got a code for which was a P0706, which is a transmission range sensor fault code. I'm gonna assume it was related to doing this. You know, your maybe your computer is not used to the shifter going from after a start, the shifter going from neutral to reverse, or from neutral to drive. It's, you know, it's supposed to go from park to reverse, neutral, drive. So maybe that was one of the reasons why I was getting that code. But after I fixed the issue with the brake light switch, this code went away. So that's something to keep in mind. Okay, and as far as where your brake light switch is, basically you just follow your brake pedal and you follow it up a little bit, and it's right behind the dash, easily accessible right here. This thing is your brake light switch, and it's really easy to replace, but you have to adjust it, and here's the adjusting lever. But when you adjust this, you can't really remove this and put it back. That's why I'm not gonna show it on the car. This is a one-time thing. Once you adjust it, if you take this out, you're gonna have to replace it, and it won't work properly. Basically, when you go to remove this, you just remove this. You just press on this red safety tab. You just press it and bring it towards you like this. And then there's a tab on the brake on this connector that you press in and take out the connector. And the way you take out this switch is basically you just turn it counterclockwise about 45 degrees, and then you'll be able to take it out this metal bracket here. Okay, and here's a look at our old brake light switch. There's a the tab I was telling you, and here's the adjusting lever. And the way you want to install this, well, basically you just start at this angle, you put this into that metal bracket. These little tabs here will go inside of that bracket, and then once you turn this clockwise, it will lock in place. Once this locks in place, then this adjusting lever, I gotta learn how to say that word, which is in the 45 degrees position. You know, it's not up at night. This is 90 degrees, but this is when you buy it. When you buy a new one, it's going to be at 45 degrees. I'm going to break this, watch, right there. And then once you got this properly inside that bracket installed and secured in place, you just turn this clockwise into the 90 degrees position, which is this side, and that's it. It can only be in 90 degrees. You don't have to actually measure putting it at 90 degrees. You know, you just turn it clockwise and it will snap in place. And you put your connector back on here and you're ready to go, making sure this is gonna be resting against your brake pedal. And this is how it works. You know, this is normally in this position, and once you press down on the brake pedal and it moves back, this comes out and it sends a signal to your brake lights through your relays and whatnot to the computer, and then your brake lights are turned on. That's how this works. Another thing to note is also this was kind of oily. I'm assuming there's oils and stuff inside of this thing, so, and maybe that's another sign you have a bad brake light switch. If you get some oily residue here, probably started leaking out, maybe it was worn or whatnot, or it might not be related at all, but something to keep in mind. Okay, so yeah, if you got a PT Cruiser that's just stuck in park and you're stranded somewhere, hope this helps you. If you have any comments, suggestions, please leave them below this video, and if you like the video, please give a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.